So it is Earth Day, ladies and gentlemen, and those across the gender spectrum. And when I realized that, I thought, hey, we got to get a plant expert in here. We got to get somebody to fill us in on the ancient knowledge of the planet. And I read the book that she put out. She's an author and anthropologist. Please welcome Sophia Rokhlin to the program. Sophia, there, there you are. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, yes. And what is the divine picture behind you, if I may ask?
Oh, yes. This is not satanic imagery I'm trying to project onto your audience, but rather a Tibetan wheel of life.
Wonderful.
That is unfinished in the center because the future is unknown.
Oh, is that how it works? Will you get to fill it in? Does this come with markers or something?
Yeah, I'm taking my time.
Yes, no. Well, as one should. And this is the book, When Plants Dream. There you go. I got it delivered here. I had to wash the whole thing down, but it's still okay. And now, is Earth Day a big day for you? Is this a wild time for you?
Earth Day a big day? It is. Yeah, it was a busy morning. Morning. We are. I work with I wear a number of hats, but one of them is working with a nonprofit organization called the Chaikuni Institute, and we're based in the Peruvian Amazon, and we are. Like many other organizations, facing imminent catastrophe if we don't raise funds to quickly get back on our feet. So we had a kind of manic Earth Day, obviously rooted in prayer and intention and, Pachamama, Gaia, the whole thing. But there were lots of angry emails going back and forth. But yeah, it was a good day.
Okay. It sounds like an unusual maybe celebration, but that's what we have right now. And now one of the things, of course, that a lot of the book is about ayahuasca.
Indeed.
Yeah. And maybe, I don't know why I waited that long for a response. I knew it would be, but maybe you should just explain what ayahuasca is in case some people don't know.
Happy to, yeah. Well, ayahuasca, if you have not read an article on Vice about it yet, is a psychoactive potion made from two plants, typically that are endemic from the Amazon basin. So two plants, Banisteriopsis caapi, and another plant called Psychotria viridis. And this concoction has been used by indigenous communities throughout the Amazon basin for hundreds, if not thousands of years for the purposes of personal healing, mediating conversations between other animal communities, connecting to the cosmos and divine sources, and even just as a very practical purgative to make you throw up parasites.
That's okay, hold on. That's the part that has always stopped me, I'll be honest with you.
Which the material aspect?
Yeah, that's the one, purgative.
Yeah.
That's the purging business of it. I mean, I like being in a loft with a bunch of guys in robes, any time of the week. But when I have to go in there and there's going to be some purging involved, I get a little bit uneasy, and I've been reluctant to try it. But the idea is that by doing that, you're getting rid of stuff that you don't need, I guess, negative energy.
That is the theory. Yeah, that is. I mean, if I could speak personally, I would say yes, I have that experience. It's a nice kind of, if it's not real, it works on a psychosomatic level where you do have an accumulation of these kind of negative feelings, memories, whatever it might be, and release them in a dramatic purge.
Yes.
Which is quite nice.
Okay.
To see them go bye-bye.
And how many times do you think you've done it?
I can't say.
Too many times.
Yeah.
And what struck me about, in one of the things that struck me in reading the book, is a lot of people see different visions and things when they're going through the process of it, right? And you happen to see Link from the video game Zelda?
Yeah.
Huh. And another thing that people have said, and a lot of people, they seem the same things, a lot of half animal, half people, spirits, a lot of trees, a lot of plants and things, which also sounds a little bit like Animal Crossing. And I'm wondering if Nintendo is actually kind of fueled by hallucinogenic plant medicine.
Hard to say. It may be drawing from the collective field of our memory as human beings. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Link's just objectively like a babe too,
No doubt. No doubt. And he's good at cooking too. But these plants, they're speaking to us. That's the real idea, right? These, and even ayahuasca is reaching out its tendrils to inform all of us about what the wisdom of plants. They were the first ones here, plants.
Yeah, and I suspect that seeing the way things are going right now, they'll be here far after us.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is a thought or a belief that plants communicate by speaking to us, and obviously, we as humans actually have quite a narrow scope of definition as to what intelligence and communication is. But if you look at it from just a very chemical level, plants are constantly in communication with us. You know, they're sending pheromonal signals and in basically seducing the world, inviting us to either pollinate or, fuck off. Sorry, pardon my French. And that is the
No,
language of plants from the scientific perspective, right? But then you can
I
go into
see.
the indigenous ecological perspective where things get a little bit different.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you have house plants in the home?
I do kind of. Yeah, I have philodendrons, if you're familiar. They're kind of like
Yes.
the Dalmatians of the plant in house plant world, like the popular plants.
Yeah.
Dalmatians were popular in like the 90s though. I don't think that applies anymore. What's the dog now, the in dog? The Vizsla?
Oh, I don't even know what that looks like.
Vizslas are kind of hot these days. Yeah.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it a furry, a big one?
They're slim boys, kind of
Slim boys.
auburn, slim boys,
Slim
good.
boys are very in. Yes. Uh, now, do you think the plants are listening to us though? The house plants? Should we be concerned about what's
You
going
want to
on there?
ask or what?
Oh, well, presenting herself. Uh, hello. But do you think what do you think's the smartest plant?
The smartest plant. Well, maybe piggybacking off of the famous author Michael Pollan, he
Yeah.
might say that some of the smarter plants are the ones that we use the most. So the plants that have actually convinced us or tricked us into propagating them the most widely. So that might be corn, wheat, apples. Cannabis is quickly rising up the ranks. And all of these different kind of botanical dudes are like the winners of the game, as it were. Yeah.
I think a fern's pretty chill.
Ferns are pretty chill. Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I love a good fern.
I wouldn't kick a fern out of bed.
No way. Ferns are really old too.
That's what I mean. They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. They're so
Yeah,
elegant. We could all learn from ferns.
we could. Marigolds, on the other hand, no, thank you.
What?
Very fussy.
Hmm. This is where you and I diverge. My friend. You're saved by my marigolds. I mean, from a historical perspective, like I fancy myself an ethnobotanist, so somebody who
Yes.
studies cultures and plants. And marigolds actually have a beautiful history. They're called cempasúchil in parts of Mexico, and actually in Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead, people would line the streets with marigolds because they're like the color of the sun. And actually, from the gravestones to the houses, they would invite the spirits of the dead over to the houses brought by the marigold petals. So think twice before
Well, I
poo-pooing
will.
on marigolds.
I will. It might just be a personal thing. Maybe we have to resolve it in what
You
is that plant space called? That sort of heightened level.
vegetable television.
I need to get in there with a marigold and hash things out, like couples counseling.
You have plenty of time.
Well, yes, I do.
Yeah,
I can think
marigold
of.
on demand. Maybe give him a call.
Now, is there something the way to access the vegetable television that wouldn't be quite as physically taxing? Is there like a tea I could have?
Yeah, well, in theory, I mean, any plant, we have 391,000 identified species of plants. And in theory, I mean, based off of the methodology of like, relationship that people have in the jungle, they have a process typically of fasting and actually staying in silence and going into self-isolation and kind of literally social distancing, and drinking small amounts of teas while fasting with a specific plant. So in theory, you could develop a very amicable relationship with chamomile if you kind of just lock yourself in your room and drink some tea. I'm not putting my money on it, but if we wanted to apply that method over to our predicament right now, I think it could be an interesting experiment.
I'm going to try it. I've got some sleepy time in there. I'll give it a whirl.
Exactly.
That's good.
Just watch out for the laxatives.
You're telling me. Oh, my gosh. Well, you're working on another book. You've got some time now?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I've got a couple in the oven.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, you can fill in the circle behind you, and the future will no doubt start to crystallize in these moments. Now, Sophia, do you mind coming back if people have questions about things?
Positively, yeah. I don't
Okay.
mind. I would be happy to. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Sophia Rokhlin, thank you for being here.
Farewell for now.
Okay, we'll talk to you again. That's great. Oh my gosh. I like learning about things virtually and in real space and